Welcome back to the tutorial, guys. What we will be doing in this section is adding the scores. So our simple game is looking a little bit good, so tell me what you think. So yeah, so what we shall do is basically get this this font. We'll drag it inside here so we can see this font is there. So we'll just use a label, we'll add it there, then we'll make it, of course, a child of the canvas, right? Yeah. So labels allow us to work with text. Okay. So we can then drag this font inside there. So in this case, what we can then do is call this score. Okay. Score. Okay, can't seem to. What is the color here? It's in white. Okay, so can't see what's there. Let me try changing the color just a bit. Okay, I'll just leave it on black. Of course, you can make it green and stuff, but that's not what we're trying to. Okay, maybe red. Red looks good. Okay, red looks good. We'll stick with red. Yeah, so just adjust the color there. Then yeah, so I've changed the string to score. Initially it was showing label, it's just that it was white, so you guys couldn't see it. Let me zoom in on it. So this is how it looks. So what we've done, we've changed it to say score with the full colon like that. So right now it's probably going to be at 0. Then when you shoot a bad guy, we'll be making it add 10 points. Okay, so we've added the font in there, the one that we dragged. Okay, otherwise it's going to use the default system font. You can see this is not the same thing as that. That's not the same thing, right? So Cocos Creator supports a number of fonts. So this is just TF fonts, but you can have BM fonts and the like. So yeah, you can experiment and get your own fonts and see how wide the support is. The only other thing we need to do in this case is to keep a score. Okay, so quite right now when we run the simulator, that's going to show up. So the score is there, but what we want is every time we shoot, the score should now be increased, right? Yeah. So to do this, we then have to write a script that is going to be adding that score. So we'll go inside the game script. Inside here, we'll create a simple function at the top. We'll just say add score. So add score is pretty basic. It's basically just going to be adding a score. So let's create just a simple property. Underneath this, we can go with score. Score is also going to be a number, and then this number will be also equal to 0 because 0 is the initial score, right? But every time the add score function runs, we'll be adding 10 to the score. So in this case, it's every time you shoot a bad guy, you get 10 points. So say this dot score plus equals 10. Okay, yeah. So we're adding 10 to the score. Then of course we'll save this. Okay, we'll have to do one more thing before we continue there. We'll create a new property cc.label. Okay, so this is going to be score label cc.label. This is going to be now. Okay, so we're creating a property for the label, and again what this means is we'll now have an additional label field there. So now for the bullet and for the bad guy, we had prefabs, and we dragged the prefabs from here inside there for those properties. In this case, these two properties, the bullet and the bad guy, right? So the bullet and the bad guy. And in this case, we want the label. Okay, so this label element is not a prefab, so we drag it exactly the way it is. Okay, so at this point, when we now say score label, what we do mean is this label. Okay, so score label is now the label on the screen. So we can then say this dot score label dot string, okay, which is basically this text. So the text is the string. So we're changing the string. We change the string to have a score that's updated to the new one. So then in this case, we shall go on and say the string will be equal to, first off, it will still have score in there, but in addition, we'll have this dot score dot toString, like that. Okay, so what this is then doing is making sure that in addition to score, okay, every time we run this add score function, which at this point we are not running it, we add 10. Okay, we've got separate variables, one variable to keep track of the actual score, and then a property that is going to be updating the text on the string. So the variable has got the current score, and then the text on the string is going to be updated using this. So we'll say this dot score dot string. In this case, we'll update it to include score plus the additional score that we've added. So right now, if we run it, it's still not going to work because we've not called the function to run anywhere. So we've just created the function, it exists, but it won't be, at this point, the score still looks the same. So what do we need to do? We need to run this function, add score. We need to run it every time we destroy the bad guy. So say this dot node dot parent dot get child by name, and then in this case we'll be going inside game, and then inside game here we can then get the add score function. Okay, so that's basically what's going on. So whenever in fact, not get component, not get child, get component, yeah, get child by name gets get child by name gets the nodes, these ones here. But what we want to do is get this one here, okay? And if that doesn't make sense, you can look at it this way, okay? When we were adding this script, we came to add component, then we went on custom component, then we selected game. So the canvas at that point had a component called game. So what we want is to get game, okay, the script game. So that's what we're doing here. We're saying this .node.parent, because we're running in this script from the point of view of the bad guy. So we go this .node.parent to get to the canvas. Then when we do get to the canvas, we say get one component from the canvas, which is in this case the game script. And then inside the game script, we want to run the score function, add score function. So when we do that, that's when this is going to be able to work. So when we run this, we just save our scene, run it, we'll see that our score is now going to be increasing by 10 every time we shoot. Okay, so that's a simple way to add scores. Again, throw this video a like if this is helpful, and then yeah, remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I find this very, very useful, and if you want to support me further, definitely look through the description to subscribe, or rather purchase my Cocos Creator courses. Any of them will be fine. I will be ending here.